Yo, what up guys? Welcome back to another Mega Loot Gaming video. Today we're going to be doing a deck tech for this deck that I just put together. Viktor, Herald of the Arcane. You can just pay 1 energy and exhaust this to play a recruit unit token. Now this gives us access to blue and yellow colors, so the runes are Order and Mind. We're just running 6 and 6. This is basically an upgraded starter deck here. And to change the starter deck champion unit, we have Viktor Leader. Whenever another non-recruit unit you control dies, you play a 1 might recruit unit token to your base. So this one has to go to your base. This one can go anywhere. So the recruits are basically just 1 might recruit tokens here that you have an abundance of. You have unlimited of these. We did not change any of the battlefields. We have Altar of Unity. Whenever you hold here, play a 1 might recruit unit token to your base. The Grand Plaza, when you hold here, if you have 7+ units here, you win the game. That is very easy to do in this deck. Last game, I had easily over 10 units on the field at once, so I could have easily gone here. And then the Trifarian War Camp. Units here have +1 might. This is awesome for your recruits because this basically doubles your recruits' powers from 1 to 2. Their might, anyways. We have changed quite a bit of the units, though. We have 3 copies of Watchful Sentry. This says Deathknell, draw a card. So this is just super good. It's only 1 might, but you put this on a base and maybe you conquer it. And it just dies, and you just get your card right back. We are playing a Deathknell deck. You'll see the very next card is a Soaring Scout. Deathknell, channel a rune exhausted. Also just 2 cost for a 1 might unit. So that's going to be kind of our plan here. And the next card here is perfect. We have 3 copies of Karthus Eternal. Your Deathknell effects trigger an additional time. Now, because it says an additional time, we can just keep adding another additional time by adding another Karthus to the battlefield. So the more Karthuses we have on the battlefield, the more Deathknells are going to trigger. So the last time I played this deck, I had 2 Karthus on the battlefield, which means when something like a Soaring Scout dies, the Deathknell is going to trigger an additional 2 times if you have 2 Karthus out. So I was able to channel 3 runes exhausted off of 1 Soaring Scout dying, which is pretty freaking sweet if you ask me. So this is a Karthus deck. I love the foiling and the art in this game. It is just super sexy. I love it. Continuing on, we have Noxian Drummer. This is just an uncommon 3 might unit. When I move to a battlefield, you can play a 1 might recruit unit token here. So this is good. It just creates more tokens because we're going to have to use these recruits for something sneaky later on. Heimerdinger Inventor. So we're going to go with 2 copies of Heimerdinger Inventor. This did come in the starter deck, and I think it's really good when you pair it up with the Legend Viktor, because it does say that Heimerdinger has all the exhaust abilities of all friendly legends, units, and gear. So this is your legend, which means you can use Heimerdinger to pay 1, exhaust, and make a recruit. So Heimerdinger can make recruits, basically, and that's what the deck is trying to do, and Heimerdinger does that for us. But there's other abilities that he could copy. He could copy Malzahar's ability. We have a couple copies of Malzahar Fanatic. He says, kill a friendly unit or gear, exhaust him. As an action, you can add, that is power. So the power can help us cast. Look at these costs we have later on. We're going to need some help casting those power costs. So Malzahar can help us do that by just killing a friendly unit or gear. This is just really good. It's also just a 3 might unit for 4. Doesn't cost us any power to play him, so can curve out into the 6 cost units that need help. So I think it's pretty nice. And we can also kill our units that just want to die anyway, right? We could just get rid of those. So this is Malzahar. Yeah, pretty cool. Let's move on to the next 4-drop. We have 3 copies of Cruel Patron. That's a 6 might unit for 4. No power cost, but you do have to kill a friendly unit as an additional cost to play me, which can be an upside, right? Because we do have units with Deathknell that want to die anyway. This is so perfect. This is the best of both worlds. You get a massive unit and you kill a friendly unit, which is not even that bad. All right, so the 5 cost card, Machine Evangel, very shiny. You have to pay a power, and it's 4 might. With a crazy Deathknell, play 3 1 might recruit unit tokens into your base. So when this dies, you get that effect. And if you have a Karthus out, you get this effect an additional time. Getting 6 recruits to your base, this guy's pretty strong on his own. But pairing this with Karthus to double that effect is insane. Plus, we have lots of other sneaky uses for the recruits. Kind of like this guy. This is Commander Ledros. He's an 8 might unit. These guys are just freaking huge, and I love huge, scary units. It's just super fun to play with. So this guy is obviously 6 cost and 4 of the Order Rune power, so kind of specific, but as you play me, you may kill any number of friendly units as an additional cost, and reduce my cost by a power for each killed this way. So you could basically ignore the entire power cost if you just kill 4 little recruits. And then he also has Deflect, which says opponents must pay an extra power to choose me with a spell or ability, which is just crazy. And Ganking, so he can move from battlefield to battlefield, which makes this guy super scary when he's on a battlefield defending it, because he might just come for the next battlefield and just keep swinging in, and he's so strong. This guy is just so scary. And super happy to put this guy in the deck. 3 copies might be a little much, but we want to draw him. He's cool. Wraith of Echoes, 5 might unit for 6 cost and a power. And it says the first time a friendly unit dies each turn, draw a card. This came in the starter deck, and I didn't see any point in cutting it. It draws cards. It's a unit that can conquer stuff. I think it's good. All right, now we have some spells here. These are going to be our ways to interact with our opponent. We definitely need to have some tricks. So we can Stupefy as a reaction, give a unit -1 might this turn to a minimum of 1, and then you draw a card. So the downside to putting a card like this in your deck is almost 0, because it costs 1 and it draws a card immediately. So even if you don't want this card, you can just cycle it away for 1. But it's actually a really good spell as well. -1 is pretty good just for 1. It can really screw up the math on what people think. So Stupefy is really awesome. It's kind of a staple, I would say, right now. Same with Smokescreen. I'm a huge fan of Smokescreen. You can play this as a reaction, which is the best kind of speed. Give a unit -4 this turn to a minimum of 1. -4 for 2. That's really huge, and you can totally blow people out with this card. This card's amazing. 2 copies of that one. We're also going to do 2 copies of Hidden Blade. Now, you guys might be thinking, why aren't you playing 3 of these? I don't know. I had to make room for all the cool units that I showed you earlier. 2 Hidden Blades. You can play this for hidden, which is cool, which means you can play this for basically 0 mana. You can just hide it for a power and then react later for 0. And you just kill a unit at a battlefield and its controller draws 2. So this is really cool because we want to kill our own units, and maybe we can target our own unit with this and draw 2 in addition to killing it, which probably draws us another card or gives us a rune or whatever. But this is just really good removal. 2 cost removal. So efficient. It doesn't really matter that our opponent draws 2 if we kill one of their units, because we're killing their unit for 2, which is incredible. So, all right, here's actually the best spell in the deck, though. Each player kills one of their units. And, of course, we are probably just going to be making recruits. And the recruits are units, of course, and we can kill them. This is another 2 cost removal, just very efficient. This is so strong. And then back-to-back is pretty good as well. For 3 cost, you can do a reaction, give 2 friendly units each +2 might this turn. This one doesn't even cost a power, just 3 energy there. And then last but not least, we have 2 copies of our Grand Stratagem. This is our finisher card. It is 6 cost and 3 power. It's an action, so it's not a reaction, but it's not just a spell. It's better than a base spell, but worse than a reaction. Give friendly units +5 might this turn. So obviously that's amazing when you're making a bunch of little recruits and you have these little guys, you just make them all huge and take over some battlefields and win the game. So this deck is absolutely insane. I love it. It's probably not refined perfectly, but it's definitely functioning well. To make a deck function in Riftbound, it's not too hard. All you have to do is have a decent curve and then add some spells and you have a deck like that. It's just that easy. And you just go and have fun with it, and it's fun every time. And it's consistent, right? Because you get the runes. The runes are so much easier to find. You have a separate deck for the runes. I hope you enjoyed this cool Karthus deck tech. Karthus is basically the poster child of the deck. It's the DEATHKNELL deck. Hope you enjoyed that, and we'll catch you guys next time for another one. Peace.